All right, high rollers, check out this lineup. Martin Jacobson, the 2014 world champion. D Moon, Daniel Anderson. Bracelet winners Ryan LaPlante and Andrew Barber. Party poker pro Kristen Bicknell. And Ari Engel, a former guest of ours, very good player on the WSOPC and winner of the Aussie Millions. That sounds like a pretty good cash game, right? Maybe a big main event final table somewhere? Well, it's actually the lineup for the A-Team charity stream for the REG charity, which is Raising for Effective Giving. And our guest today is a poker reporter, poker player. She's a big part of this today. She's done work for Poker News and WSOP.com, and she's got a very busy schedule over the next few days. Aleeyah Jadavji at El Sriracha on Twitter. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being our high roller today.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Now, I follow you on Twitter. I love your updates. I know you play as well. I see you had a pretty nice score this year at the Great Canadian Freeze-Out. That was a $560 buy-in. But I know you mostly from your excellent reporting work. Can you tell us a bit about yourself? I know you've had a busy year, right?
Thank you. Yeah, it's been actually one of the crazier years I've had in a really good way. I'm into my third year of live reporting, but it's probably been, not even exaggerating, one of the better years of my life. I absolutely love what I do. I've found something that I really like. It doesn't even feel like work for me. So I know we're going to talk about it a little bit later in the interview, but it kind of is the reason why I kicked this stream off. When I was younger, I actually did a lot of charity work and volunteering, when I was probably started at the age of 8, and I did a lot when I was young, and then kind of life happens, you grow up, life gets busy, you kind of forget about the other things in life, and this is why I kind of felt like I wanted to give back, just because I'm like, what, this has been an amazing year. How am I going to kick things off and into 2018 and end the year off great? And I just wanted to give back. So that's kind of the reason why I wanted to do this charity stream. But a little bit about me: I grew up in Toronto, and I now live on the West Coast. And I moved to Edmonton, Alberta, in Canada, about actually almost 10 years ago now. And I moved for work. I worked for a telecommunications company for about 7 years, and I kind of started to get demotivated. I didn't really like the spot that I was in. I worked in finance, and I wanted something different. So I ended up actually quitting my job in May of 2015 and was going to just take the summer off. And literally, probably shortly after that, Joanne Jost, she's a poker manager in Edmonton, and she kind of said, hey, we have this social media position, and we were thinking of doing something different along the lines of live reporting. And Deep Stacks was about to come in to Canada, and so kind of aligned that way. Ended up loving it, got some more gigs, once a month kind of thing for the next 4 or 5 months. I ended up pushing my plans to find a job until the new year. And then I met Drew Amato, who said, hey, are you going to work the World Series? And I just kind of laughed. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I have no experience. That just sounds way outside of the line that I was thinking. I was like, this is just fine. I get to play poker, get to write about it a little bit, and then go back to work, right? And so I ended up contacting WSOP. Next thing you know, I'm into year 3, and I'm just absolutely loving it. This year is my first year actually traveling, fully outside of Canada. I work for Poker News quite a lot too, kind of, a good mix of both. And here we are. I can't even believe that I've had the year I've had. So I'm just really grateful, and hopefully, 2018 is even better, and just see what I can do in the industry.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're doing a lot right now. I joke with you on Twitter that you're a world traveler. You're all over the place. And I can tell by your Twitter feed that you're a happy woman, right? You like what you do. You said this is not really work. You're just having a good time and going with the flow, it seems like.
Absolutely. I mean, I really love what I do. I've met some really amazing people. And honestly, it's kind of, if you see the lineup, and we're going to discuss it this week, I can't even believe this is happening. I couldn't sleep last night. I had a vision for what I wanted on this stream for 6+ months now, and I did not see this coming. I've had, basically no one's really said no to me, who people I've reached out to. I've had some big name pros reach out to me. I'm nervous. I don't even know what is happening this week. I can't believe the lineup we have. And so it just kind of goes to show the industry that we're in. It's just so amazing. A lot of generous people, a lot of kind people, a lot of people that just want to do good, and I'm really grateful. So yeah, it's been a really busy year. Super happy with how everything has kind of ended up, and Well, I guess we'll see how the week goes for sure.
Yeah, I promise we're going to talk about the stream in just a few minutes, but I'm very
Yeah.
curious about what you do with the WSOP
Mhm.
poker news and the poker community. You say you're having so much fun. There's not too many women in poker, but you're in there. And what is the poker community like for people that aren't in it? What would you say to them? I mean, I know because I go play these tournaments, I play the cash games. I love it. It's a great
Yeah.
atmosphere. And every time you're in a good game or you're around a final table or something, it's just electric.
It's crazy. I mean, so I kind of started out, in Canada, and the live reporting here is just different, right? I mean, it's one of those things where in Western Canada, people just love the attention, and so when I'm in Canada, obviously I have lots of friends here, and most of my close friends are in the poker community. So, it's kind of easy for me because I know everyone's names, and people are just like, oh, like, listen to this story. Can you write about me? Oh, like my mom, read your post. Thank you so much. And so it's a different vibe in Canada, but it's growing. And so then you look at WSOP and poker news, and you get to a final table, and you just have I'm standing there, writing hands. Sometimes it's hand for hand. Sometimes it's, we're waiting for some of the big hands and updating chip counts every, 10, 15 minutes. And you kind of see the fans start to like pile in as the, final table gets deeper. Next thing you know, there's like tons of people around, especially WSOP for bracelet events. You just kind of stand and look around. I just look around and take it in, and I'm like, this is crazy. People are playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and just the vibe, you can't even really explain it. And then as you said, cash games and tournaments, you're in a big one. Sometimes you'll have people come around the table and just watching the hands. And for me, I love reading and watching hand histories. It's some people don't enjoy it, but I really do, and I learn a lot in the process. So
Well, I'll tell you what, something about me, I'm a poker junkie, okay? I watch all the live streams, especially WSOP time. I usually
yeah.
get down and play one event, the Omaha High Low, but the rest of the time, I'm watching the live streams because I know people are gunning for that bracelet, right? The coveted bracelet. And that's how I came to know you because you got a lot of airtime this past season. I mean, you were a little bit of a celebrity. Those big final tables, and there you were right behind the players.
Yeah, it was crazy. Actually, this past summer, I think I worked like 16 final tables in total, and a big part of that was that I love hand for hand. I don't know if I can speak for everyone, but I feel like a lot of the live reporters, like, I don't want to say they hate it, but it's a lot. It's tiring because you kind of stand there, you get your 5 hands, you quickly write them up. Hopefully, don't make mistakes, which sometimes we get really grilled for, but it is what it is. People want the accurate hand histories and whatnot, but it's really grueling. You're on your feet so much all day, but I love it. I love the hand for hand. I love just quickly putting it up there, going back and completing from start to finish a final table. It's just I love it. So I kind of ended up getting put on a lot of final tables, and yeah, I was on the live stream a little bit. It was kind of funny. I was getting screenshots so often. I just laughed. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, I put a few of
But
those out there as well. But I think the poker community as a whole owes reporters a great debt of gratitude because you guys do a fine job, and we do follow, so we appreciate it. You must have a busier schedule than most of these full-time grinders when you're down there. You're working a lot. Have you seen the WSOP schedule this year, and are you going to be just as busy?
yeah, so I have seen the schedule. I saw that there were like, I don't know, 13 to 15 more events than normal. I forget what the number is, but I've contemplated possibly taking the summer off. I can't believe I'm actually saying that, but I actually spend quite a bit of time in the US throughout the year, and I just started this year working the circuit. So I might actually take the summer off, and the reason being is because I can't really spend more than 6 months in the US,
Right.
just as a Canadian. But that also means that I might just get to go and play a few events and play some cash games. I mostly just play cash games. I know you mentioned, I had a final table this year. Just kind of started just because I follow tournaments often. I have a really good friend in Calgary, a couple of them actually, that have kind of been, I guess, some version of coaching. And I'm really lucky because of what I do. None of them want to take money from me. So I kind of just, been studying a little bit, and I decided to fire a few tournaments and ended up final tabling something for like my biggest score is like 6,000 or something. I don't really play tournaments, but I'd love to play the ladies event this summer and, maybe a few other, plus EV tournaments, monster stock maybe, but we'll see. I'm trying to figure out my schedule, but it's a good problem to have because, I get to at least make my own schedule and pick where I want to go kind of thing.
Exactly, and you'll get to go down and play this year, and who knows, maybe the bracelet in the ladies' event. That would be awesome.
We'll see.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I know you're busy with the charity stream. You're really promoting it hard.
Yeah.
Great cause, the REG charity, raising for effective giving. Can you tell us about this effort?
Absolutely. So I can't actually even remember how I came across it, but I have a friend, Chris Damasco, in Canada, and he's just plays every tournament we have here, and he's always wearing the patch. And it's been a few years now, I think, and it's kind of getting bigger. But basically, a lot of poker pros pledge, I think, minimum 3% of their winnings, either per tournament or by the end of the year. And basically, I believe the founders were Liv Marie and Igor Kurganov and a couple others. I know Martin Jacobson's a REG ambassador, as is Andrew Barber, who we have this week. And basically, the thing that caught my eye was they pick the best charities in terms of their motto is effective giving. So they want to pick the charities that the most bang for your buck kind of thing. So, there's a lot of charities that have high overhead. If you give $100, sometimes they'll only keep 82% or something like that. So they basically pick the best charities and most effective ones. So a really big cause that is important to me. My parents have an African background, East African, and I know that a lot of people back there need a lot of help, especially with healthcare. So I'm really hoping that a lot of these funds, if not all of them, go towards African healthcare. I know there's some causes for helping with fighting against malaria. And so I'm hoping that we can, I'll talk to them after this is over and, get those distributed. That is what really caught my eye. And then you have all these people that are super trustworthy in the poker community that I just trust that, this is the best thing for them. And it's just growing. It's, Kate Hall, Benjamin Pollock, who final tabled the WSOP this summer. So I just have all the faith that they're going to do a really great job. And on top of that, it just so happened that Dan Smith, Martin, and Tom Crowley have decided to start a 2017 charity drive. Well, I guess they did this a few years ago. I think this is the second year in a row. And they're matching all donations basically as of this week until the end of December up to $1 million. So it's perfect. We can just donate straight to REG charity, and they're just going to double it. So
that's amazing. Yeah, I saw that on Twitch. The donations are being matched. I mean, how good is that?
It's absolutely fantastic. I wasn't even sure. We were thinking about possibly setting a goal, and I thought, let's just go. Let's just keep firing and just keep tweeting every day. Forget about thinking about the goal, but just keep going and see the max that we can get. Don't look at that number. Just keep trying to get more donations every day, and just know that number is going to get doubled. So we'll see what we get to. I have some hidden goals of my own, just based on some of the people that are going to be coming on and just the time frame. And so we'll see if we get there.
Well, this is on Twitch, right? And this is going for a couple of days, and you've got a great lineup.
Yeah, we're starting today at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, 2 Pacific, and we're going for 5 days this week from Monday to Friday, and we're going to go for probably roughly 8 to 10 hours a day, and then we have at least one guest per day, and then we're going to take a break for Christmas, so 23rd, 24th, 25th, we'll take a short break, and then come back at 6 p.m. Mountain on Boxing Day, which I guess they don't do Boxing Day in America or in the United States. I think that's just a Canadian thing, but so December 26th, we start in the evening, and we're going to go for 24 hours to wrap the stream up, and we're going to have 3 guests at the minimum during the 24-hour stream, and yeah, that's the plan.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a great plan. I wish you well with it. So how do people donate besides just watching? They just go, they've got the donate button right there on screen when they're watching the stream?
Yep, so on our actual page, there's a make a donation button, which goes to Streamlabs, which goes directly through, so they have I believe the options are PayPal and credit card. Also, we're taking donations via the poker site, so Party Poker, PokerStars, and ACR. And so we have our information updated on our Twitch page. And on top of that, Canadians, a lot of the people who are closer to me are sending email transfers, which are, a max cost $1, I think. So there's a lot of ways that people can donate. We've already kicked it off with a $500 donation from Jerry Tria in Edmonton, Alberta. He sent a donation yesterday and kind of kicked things off, which is really nice. We haven't even started yet, so it's a really good way to kick things off.
Well, I'll tell you what, we call ourselves High Roller Radio, but I'm not a high roller myself, but I am going to chip in $25. So when the stream comes on, I will hit that donate button and send it to you. So I appreciate your hard work in this area. Now, you say on Twitter
Thank
that
you.
you're nervous about this. I mean, are you the
A
host?
little
What
bit.
are you nervous about? So what exactly are you doing today?
So basically, what we're going to be doing is when we don't have guests on, my colleague Adam Lammers, who is just in his first year of live reporting and is absolutely crushing it, probably loves it as much as I do. We are both going to be basically playing online poker, which also any profits, hopefully, I don't come out a losing player in this one, but any profits are going to go towards REG charity. And I don't know, I guess I'm just nervous because we're going to be playing poker most of the time, and we're going to have some guests on for a couple hours per day. But you know how it is, you start something and you just kind of, now there's like a lot of expectations and high expectations because we have such amazing guests. So, I know once we go live, it should be fine. But most of the time, you're just kind of like, oh, is this going to be a failure or not? But I think that any money raised here is a plus, and it's hard to fail when you're supporting and making a difference in even one person's life. So
Yeah, I think you're going to do well. I mean, look at the lineup. World champion
yeah,
Martin Jacobson, Ryan LaPlante, a bracelet winner. You've got Andrew Barber, who won the 10K horse. You got a couple of
yeah,
strong female players there. I mean, you got some good quality players and great minds of the game.
absolutely. We've actually it's been growing since the Poker News article came out. We had 4 confirmed guests. Now we have 11, and so it's growing. And we just had Phil Grusiam message on Twitter overnight saying that he would love to jump in. So I mean, there's no reason to turn people away. It's going to be for a great cause. We added Jen Shahade, who's coming in Friday, and we've got Ari Engel is in Amsterdam, and he's going to be hopping on in the morning before he goes to play live. It's just like people are making the time, and they know it's for a great cause. It's the holidays, so you know what? You're right. It's going to go well. Not really worried.
It's going to be good. All right, so we really appreciate your time. We wish you well with the live stream over the next few days over the holidays.
Thank you.
By the way, your Twitter, El Sriracha. I had to look up the word sriracha. I know it's a sauce, and I know it's pungent.
Oh, pain. No. Okay, sriracha. Yeah, sriracha it's my favorite hot sauce. It's kind of just, I can't even remember how this Twitter handle came up, but when I first started live reporting, I just kind of was like, people just keep butchering my name. Like when I call into a cash game, they put down Aleeyah. It's just so painful. So I just decided, let me just throw something together. So, overnight I just thought, whatever, sriracha, we love it. So just came up with something, and it kind of stuck. And it's funny, a few people they think my name is Elle, like they think that's my first name. It's just so funny. I just get such a kick out of it. So, I think it's going to stick for a while, and it's fun.
Absolutely. Well, listen, have fun today. You've had great fun with the WSOP Poker News, doing great work reporting. And over the next few days, it's the A-Team charity stream for the REG charity, Raising for Effective Giving. One of the hosts today, at El Sriracha on Twitter, Aleeyah Jadavji. Thank you so much for your time today. Good luck with the stream.
Thanks so much, Jarek. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate it.